Hello, guys. Men, I have a question for you. How do you measure up? Do you think or do you believe that when you're fit enough, then you're going to feel good and have what you want? Or do you think that when you're successful enough or when you've made enough money, then everything's going to be better? Or do you believe that when you are present enough and when you're understanding enough and when you're authentic enough, then everything's going to be better? Well, I've got some news for you. That ain't never going to happen. And I'm not being a party pooper here, but I'm here to tell you that there's actually nothing wrong with you as you are now. You're not broken and you don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to be that better thing and then everything there is going to be better. And I'm going to prove to you what's going on with that and why that's never going to work. So, supposing that where you are now is here and you'd rather be better, more fit, more successful, more rich, whatever it is. But how you're feeling now is here. And where you want to go, so your goals that you want to create are over here. So when you've achieved all these cool things, then everything's going to be okay over there. And there you're going to measure up and there everything's going to work. Does that make sense so far? So here's point A, here's point B. Here you potentially are now feeling not enough, feeling not capable enough, feeling not good enough, not perfect enough, not successful enough, not rich enough, not slim enough, not muscly enough, whatever it is. It's over here, and where you want to be is over there, where my candle is, look, where that light is, and that lovely love lamp. So you want to be over here. Now, the problem with that is this: who you are now, which, as I said to you already, there's nothing wrong with who you are, but who you are now, identity-wise, is potentially not enough. And who you want to be is quite possibly you being enough. But identity-wise over here, the identity that you hold over there is different to the identity of not enough. I'm going to repeat that again. The identity of here now is I'm not enough, you are not enough, potentially. And the identity of everything's going to be all right when I win the lottery and when I do all that thing, when I get those sales and all the good stuff, the identity over here is I am enough. And therein lies the conflict. I am enough as an identity and I'm not enough. They're different identities. Now that creates a conflict unconsciously. So below the line, unconsciously, that creates an identity. So who you are now, you will never get to who you want to be because who you are now is who you believe yourself to be. Are you with me? Yes or no? So in order to change the identity, your identity, literally change your identity and be that Superman and that person that's super successful, achieving, rich, muscly and all the rest of it, that's a different person, that's a different identity. So at a soul level, there's a conflict. There's an existential conflict. And that's why these two goalposts, they're never going to meet. And if they do, so the more that you go towards what you think you want, the more you go towards that, there's going to be a pullback resistance, because this identity of I'm not enough, that's all you've probably ever known, this identity doesn't want to die. This identity that's all you've ever known, of I'm not enough, I don't measure up, if only I was different to how I am now. This identity would have to die in order for this identity to be available. So whenever you go towards what you want, the unconscious pulls you back because it doesn't want to die. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Yes or no? So you are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you, but there's a lot wrong with personal development, with coaching and all of that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no judgment. There's nothing personal. It's just that all of these organizations and people have been well-meaning, well-intending. They have tried to help you to get from A to B and to make everything better and transform everything so that you get all the good stuff. But they've been missing that key piece. And the key missing piece, and this is crucial, and you might want to write this down because this is the godsend. Who you are now, if you believe that you're not enough, not capable enough, and not perfect enough, and who you want to become, perfect enough, there's a conflict of identity. So you're never quite going to get there. And the closer that you get to there, the closer you get, there's going to be resistance that's going to pull you back and create scenarios and reasons to prove that your identity of I am not enough is true. Why would it want to do that? On an unconscious level, because it needs to be proven true so that you survive. Please understand this is a matter of life and death, because resistance, again, is not your fault. Success is structural, not personal. It's structural because of this structure, because the structure here is problem solving. I feel at point A that I'm not enough, so I want to problem solve that and get fitter and get richer and get more muscly so that I can feel enough at point B. That's the structure. It's a problem solving structure. Problem solving is always going to seesaw. It's going to go back and forth because the more that I go to point B and I come into a new identity of, wow, everything's amazing, I'm okay, I'm perfect enough, I'm good enough, I'm capable enough, the unconscious patterning and coding of a lifetime of how many decades of I'm not good enough, it doesn't want to let go and it doesn't want to die and become this new person. Do you understand? It's almost like having to have a rebirth, but the perception on an unconscious level is really extreme. That's why the closer that you get to problem solving and resolving the tension and the angst, the existential angst of feeling not good enough, the more closer that you get to it, the more resistance that there's going to be. And that's not your fault. That's because the cultural matrix is set up to have you believe that you need to be anywhere but here in order to be happy. I repeat, it's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you and you are not broken. The cultural matrix has been set up by well-meaning, well-intended people, maybe, to have you believe that you're not enough so that they can sell you loads of stuff so that you feel enough, or so that you at least feel that you're getting there. Now, I'm here to tell you that you can have that now. You can have that now, and this is very, very exciting. Success is not personal, it's structural. So there's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with the structure of society that you're trying to get from A to B, and you're never quite getting there and seesawing and never advancing. But all you have to do is change the structure. Change the structure. So instead of problem solving, you do something else. You do something called create what you want instead, so that your creation is so much bigger and more powerful. And here's your masculine power. You have the power of creation. That power is so powerful that all of that other stuff pales into insignificance. And this coaching that I'm here available to assist you with is serving you to change the structure in which you operate with, which doesn't work, by the way, and it's never going to work. Because the more money you might earn or win on the lottery, the quicker it's going to get holes in your pockets. And it's going to go out quicker than it came in, or out as quickly as it came in. Or the more weight that you lose, the quicker that you're going to put it back on. Why? Same again, because the old identity of I'm not enough and I'm just a tit that can't get it right, it doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to give up the ghost. But you can. You can just restructure that. And I'm here for it, and I'm here for you to understand and operate in a system that works all the time. And I'm going to talk about more of that in other videos because it's quite, whoa, mind-blowing. So I want to keep it short and sweet. But you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. There's something wrong with a society and a system and the things that people say that have you believe that you're not enough and have you do all these fancy-pantsy things in order to feel good enough. But deep down, the identity's not going to let you feel that. It's going to say in your head, yeah, but you're not because you do this and that and that. So actually, it's not true. If there's a conflict inside that's going, well, no, because blah, blah, blah and blah, 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 you're never going to get there in that structure of problem solving. But you're not a problem to solve. So in a sense, it's like if you're operating in that system, you're barking up the wrong tree, mate. And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's not your fault. It's not personal. It's just that that's all there is until now. So I want to assist you and show you how you can do this easy and quickly. And so your call to action today is to book a call with me in the notes below and tell me what you want, and I can show you how to get there really quickly without going up and down on a seesaw, because your life is just so precious and so are you, and there's nothing wrong with you. So how about celebrate that and get on with the most amazing show, which is you. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.